Jon, to you first, if I may. I want to come up to some of the macro trends I mentioned a bit earlier, a little bit later in this podcast, but let's first see where we are now in terms of freight markets. You were starring on the podium at TPM 24 in Long Beach at the start of March. It is, of course, a bit of a meeting place for all those negotiating long-term trans-Pacific shipping contracts. What was the general sentiment in California? Was it everyone talking about price? Was it about transit times? Was it about the environmental impact of Cape diversions around Africa to avoid the Suez Canal? Were all these factors in the discussions? What was going on?
Well, I mean, certainly, Mike, all of those factors were discussed. I mean, we entered TPM at a time that the likes of which we've never seen, where we've got two wars, two canals blocked. We've got the ILA negotiations up. And so everybody's looking at this. And quite frankly, it's pretty impressive that nobody's nervous, nobody's that concerned. Everybody seems to be taking it in stride, and everybody I talked to, BCOs and NVOCCs alike, have just accounted for the extra times by allowing for extra transit. So far, it looks good for the first half of the year. No rates. A few rates have sort of come out. It looks like things are going to be somewhere between 1,600 and 2,200. It's hard to say where they're going to fall. I don't think any of the big guys had really, at least that we'd heard and that I'd heard from others, had really inked anything with the carriers yet. And so what that means is the way the negotiations work, first you secure the big box retailers or Amazons, and then it all trickles down, to the medium-sized BCOs and then to the large NVOs and medium-sized NVOs and so on. So basically, we look at this as sort of the kickoff of the negotiations, and we'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks.
It sounds like it's a bit of an impasse between shippers and carriers from the people I spoke to about where and when you might want to tie those rates. I mean, obviously, spot rates on most trades have softened since Lunar New Year, factory shutdowns, which I guess is playing into the hands of freight buyers, although I'm guessing carriers were arguing demand's going to pick up in Q2, Q3.
Well, actually, it's a little bit the opposite. They're expecting a good first half. What you have to take into account, the surge that we had in January, it's uncertain if that was just shipping early. We have to keep in mind that the Lunar New Year this year is in February, so that's hitting the February since factories closed for about 3 weeks. Last year, it was in January. So if you measure January over January, of course, you're going to get an increase. And until we get to the first quarter of the year, but most people are expecting the first half to be pretty good. And, on the phone with China last night, everything's picking up. And I think that makes sense because if you look at down the line, the ILA negotiations, there's up in the contract expires in September. Everybody, for a number of reasons, needs to ship early. They need to account for the longer transits. They need to make sure they avoid, if you're on the East Coast, the ILA negotiations, and then there's a few other things that I'll talk about later that are more political.